come. All right, well, I got you here. Spring football, Kalen DeBoer gets his first spring practice coming up, and ESPN is going to be carrying, obviously, A-Day. That's the lone game, at least the reports I saw today, that will be on the flagship ESPN. It makes sense with Saban, obviously, out after 17 years. Everybody's kind of wondering what this program is going to look like. Now, obviously, on that day, that will not even closely define what Kalen DeBoer's team will look like come September. But what are kind of the chalking points or the talking points or the bullet points that you want to see in a short window, spring practice? I mean, especially with a new staff, it's, hey, let's get them lined up. Let's find out who can do this or that. And then, of course, that second transfer portal window opens after it.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue, Jake. I think the number one concern for me is offensive tackle. You lose Caden Proctor back to Iowa. J.C. Latham went to the NFL, has a chance to be a first-round draft choice. You don't have any proven offensive tackles that have played meaningful snaps. Elijah Pritchett's the closest thing, and he didn't play many. Then you got young guys like Wilkin Formby and Miles McVay, Bertrand from Texas A&M, who you haven't even seen in an Alabama practice yet. Of course, they've had a couple. They had 3 practices before they left for the break, but he hasn't done much in an Alabama uniform. So you got to figure out first and foremost who your right and left tackles are, because this is an offense that's going to throw the football. They want to be explosive, but you got to protect the quarterback first and foremost. So they've got to figure out the offensive tackle spot. Wouldn't surprise me if they're not satisfied by the end of spring practice. You just mentioned it, the second window opening up for the transfer portal. I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama tried to add an offensive tackle if they could find the right experienced one. And then I think the second most important thing for me is the secondary. You lost a lot of star power. You lost Terrion Arnold. You lost Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think they're both first-round talent. You lose your best player returning on your roster in Caleb Downs, who goes to Ohio State. So there's a lot of young players competing. They got, the Xavier Browns of the world and Peyton Woodyard and, of course, Zay Mincy. They've got a lot of talent, Jalen Mbakwe, but they're young. And so you do have Malachi Moore back to build around. You've got Damani Jackson and Keon Sabb out of the portal, but you may have to go get another portal addition potentially after you take a look at the secondary in spring. And then the third is, of course, the quarterback. I've heard a lot of good things so far about how Milroe is taken to this new coaching staff, and he now has skins on the wall, but you've got Ty Simpson still competing, Dylan Lonergan, and then Austin Mack, the transfer. So, and as you know, you've watched Michael Penix in this offense, at Washington. This is a quarterback-centric attack. It's going to be completely different than what they've been doing. So, to me, those are the 3 underlying stories that I want to watch is offensive tackle, how is it developing and evolving, the secondary competition, and then just the overall development of the quarterback spot.
Make sure to grab him on X at DrewD977ESPN. He'll be in Nashville for the SEC tournament. Should be a good one this coming up weekend. Also, 97.7 ESPN Radio in Huntsville. Got the morning show 7A to 9A. Drew, I appreciate your time as always. Safe travels to Nashville. We'll do it again soon.
Yes, thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.